So, who are the defining actors of our time? It's one of those questions that could spark a huge debate. But when you really dig into the evidence, the awards, the iconic roles, the sheer cultural impact, a few names just keep rising to the top. We're about to dive into a ranking of the absolute greatest actors of the 21st century. But before we get to the names, let's stop and ask the big question. What does great even mean anymore? Is it just about winning a bunch of awards? Is it about being a chameleon who transforms for every single role? Or is it something else, like an incredible screen presence you just can't look away from? Well, that's exactly what we're going to investigate. We're going to look at three different paths to greatness. First, we've got the boundary pusher, the actor who's always evolving. Then there's the pillar of consistency, the one who literally never ever gives a bad performance. And finally, the master of transformation, the artist who just disappears into their characters. So, let's see who fits the bill. All right, kicking things off at number 3 is an actor who basically built his career by refusing to be put in a box. He went from being a teen heartthrob to one of the most respected artists in Hollywood. Let's talk about Leonardo DiCaprio. And this quote right here, it gets to the very heart of his legacy. I mean, think about it. After Titanic, he was the biggest star on the planet. He could have been typecast forever, but instead, he made a very deliberate choice to chase challenging, complex roles, and that's when his real evolution began. See, his place on this list isn't because of just one thing. It's the whole package. It's that Oscar he finally won for The Revenant, which we were all waiting for. It's his legendary partnership with Martin Scorsese, which let him explore these really dark, fascinating characters. And on top of all that, he pulls off this magic trick of starring in huge box office hits that are also loved by critics. That commitment has earned him massive respect. And that brings us to his standout factor, artistic credibility. Seriously, think about it. How many actors can open a movie that makes hundreds of millions of dollars while also being a top contender for Best Actor? It's an incredibly rare skill, and mastering it is what makes him a true boundary pusher. Coming in at our number 2 spot is an actor who is the standard for power, for integrity, and for just pure talent on screen. Let's talk about the one and only Denzel Washington. Power, consistency, commanding presence. These 3 words just capture his essence perfectly. When Denzel is on screen, you feel this authority, this emotional weight that almost no one can match. He doesn't just play a role, he owns it with this unshakable confidence. And that unwavering consistency is really the key. I mean, we're talking about 2 Academy Awards here, a towering presence on the theater stage, not just in movies, and a list of iconic roles that's just staggering. He's admired by everyone for his authenticity, and he's easily one of the most respected actors alive. So what's his special sauce? It's this idea of role elevation. It honestly doesn't matter what he's in, a serious drama like Fences or a blockbuster action flick like The Equalizer. Denzel brings a level of gravitas that makes the entire film better. He elevates everything he touches. That is the definition of a pillar of consistency. And that brings us to number 1. The gold medal for the greatest actor of the 21st century, well, it has to go to the artist who, for so many people, is the undisputed standard for what great acting even is. Of course, we're talking about Meryl Streep. Decorated and versatile, those 2 words really unlock why she's at the top. There is simply no one else who has that level of industry awards combined with that kind of insane artistic range. Honestly, she's not just part of the conversation about great acting, she is the conversation. So what's the ultimate proof? What's the one statistic that just ends the argument? It all comes down to a single number. 21. That's right, 21 Academy Award nominations. It's a record that puts her in a completely different stratosphere. To be recognized by your peers as the best of the best, that consistently, it's just completely unprecedented. The reasons she's number 1 are just undeniable. She's got 3 Oscar wins to go along with all those nominations. She has this mind-blowing range, able to jump from a sharp comedy like The Devil Wears Prada to a deep, intense drama like The Iron Lady without missing a beat. Her name alone is basically a guarantee of quality. So what is her ultimate superpower? It's total transformation. Where other amazing actors interpret a role, Meryl Streep just disappears. She masters the accents, the posture, the deep emotions so completely that Meryl is gone and only the character is left. It is the absolute pinnacle of acting. Okay, so we've seen the boundary pusher with DiCaprio. the pillar of consistency with Washington, and the absolute master of transformation with Streep. Now, let's bring it all together for one final look at what truly defines greatness in the 21st century. When you lay it all out like this, you can really see those three different paths to the top. For DiCaprio, it's all about his constant evolution. For Washington, it's that rock-solid consistency. And for Streep, it's her breathtaking versatility, which is what powers that total transformation. Three completely unique artists, all at the absolute peak of their craft. At the end of the day, these three artists really do represent the pillars of modern acting. They show us that greatness isn't just one thing. It's this incredible mix of raw talent, insane hard work, and the courage to evolve, to stay consistent, or to transform completely. Of course, this is just our take, and we all know the debate is half the fun. So the final question really is for you. Who would make your top three, and what does greatness in acting really mean to you?